Hello, everyone. I hope all is well on this Easter Sunday. It was a very beautiful day here in Southern California. And what keeps resonating with me today is paradise. There's a lot of words we use for paradise. There are a lot of ideas of what paradise would be. From the many spiritual and religious circles, we hear of like heaven or bliss or nirvana or just paradise. And how does those words compare when talking about non-duality? Well, in the world of opposites, the opposite of paradise or heaven would be hell. We've heard sayings like, hell is other people, or hell is a place of fire and brimstone. It is the place of the devil's abode. And it is a place where bad people will spend eternity. In the sense of the real, or the true, or non-duality, hell is the separate self. Hell is perceiving the world through the story of me, through the conceptual story of me. So in that sense, if there is a separate self or a sense of a separate self, then there are other people. There's an I and a you. And hence conflict ensues. So what would heaven or paradise be? It would be seeing without the separate sense of self. Simple sounding enough. And I would say paradise is. Perfection is. So the words don't really matter. What is, is. What the separate sense of self tells me is not. The real is what is left when all beliefs and concepts and ideas fall away. And if there were a word to describe that, paradise is a good one. Or just non-suffering. When I believed in the story of the separate sense of self, there was this continuous mental struggle of trying to get somewhere other than where I was, or get something other than what I have, or someone. This like mental puzzle trying to work itself out. Kind of like this, I'll be okay when I get there. I'll be alright when I get that job that I want. I'll be okay if that person will just leave me alone. Or it might be, I'll be enough when I get enough money in the bank. Or when I get whatever. And that's just all the mental story. And suffering, we could say, is caused when the mind is in conflict with reality. When the thought, feeling, or mind-body mechanism is telling a story that goes against what actually is. And the thing is I know for my experience that this mental storytelling started before I can remember. And so while in it, there is an unawareness of it. And an identifying as it. An unconscious identifying as the mind-body mechanism. Or as I like to say, the thought, feeling, separate sense of self. And in the recognizing of it as not what you are, there is a lessening of suffering, a lessening of importance on getting that new pair of shoes or getting this or that. And at some point, a recognition of everything is okay. Everything has always been okay. In a way, everything is perfect. Even in the suffering is perfection. I may have said this before, but a diamond starts out as a lump of coal. And we won't get the diamond unless we have heat and pressure. And similarly so, we cannot wake up without suffering. We cannot know what we are without first experiencing what we are not. And there would seem to be a way of causing this process to speed up. A combination of an intensity and mental focus and desire for truth, for the real, for, pardon the French, what the fuck is going on here? And we don't ask ourselves these questions most of the time. We just believe what we have always been taught. You are a human being on planet Earth. Things like that. Those are just conceptual ideas. The mind's creative labels for pieces and parts, or appearing pieces and parts. A circle has 360 degrees. Well, that's just an agreed upon conceptual idea. A circle can have as many degrees as we decide it has in it. It has an infinite number of degrees, and it has no degrees at all. There is, or seems to be, many things that are socially agreed upon by all of us. But they are just agreed upon. That does not make them true nor real. It's like that old saying, if your friend jumps off a cliff, are you going to jump off a cliff? Well, that's kind of what we've all done. From birth, people have been jumping off cliffs and we've been following them. They've been saying, this is how it is. That is how it is. This is how you must be. This is how you must not be. I say all this just to help you look around. Wonder is a great, great thing. And we had it when we were children. And at some point, we lose it. We start to just agree and accept. And just follow. For fear that if we don't follow, we won't be accepted. Or we won't be a part of. Or whatever the reason. Well, none of what I say is true or false. It's just a questioning. Just an appeal to look around. To walk about and open your eyes and listen. And feel the wind on your skin. The warmth of the sun on your flesh. For many years, we could say that I was stuck watching the thoughts in the head, more concerned with the thoughts and the feelings that I seemed to be having, as opposed to what was actually going on around me or around this form. Missing the life that I am a part of. What a tragedy to be alive, yet to walk around, as that movie says, with eyes wide shut. I will end this all with, where are we? What is this that's going on? What's the purpose? Is there a purpose? What's true? What's not true? And to give permission and say that it is okay to question. In fact, question everything. Everything. Even yourself. The thoughts that arise. The feelings that arise. Question everything until you hit some bedrock. If there is bedrock. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Bye now.